So as a result of that, there's always going to be barriers to entry because those new firms trying to come in will have a high startup cost, and that might discourage them from buying. Hello, what are you doing? Are you really here? Do we get the point I'm making about barriers to entry? There's barriers to entry because it is difficult for new firms to set into that industry, based on the fact that resources in that industry might be high. The amount to spend on those resources may be too high. Do we understand barriers to entry here? The next one, collusion. We're talking about collusion here. They try to form, they collide to agree on restrictions of competition. So those few large firms would agree within themselves not to compete with each other. Do you get what I'm saying here? They do not compete with each other. They collide. So they agree to sell in different locations sometimes. So if you have oligopoly in Libya now, they might decide to go, one should go to Misrata, one should stay in Tripoli, one should go to Benghazi. So instead of supplying all the regions, one would choose a region that it will supply. So the other, that means customers will not be able to buy other products except the one in Benghazi. So those in Benghazi will only have product A to buy. Though product A, B, C are part of the industry. So but product A, the company has decided, with collusion, has decided to stay in Benghazi, B has decided to stay in Misrata, C has decided to stay in Tripoli. So the choice available to consumers will be restricted. This is what oligopoly do. That's what we call collusion. Do you understand collusion or not? Yes. Collusion means we agree to restrict competition. So there's not going to be competition amongst us. So what we do is we try to find a geographical location for each of us. So product A goes there, product B stays there, product C dominates there. So over there, the dominance will be for product C. Over here, the dominance will be for product B. Over here, the dominance will be for product A. So consumers will only have product A to buy here, product B to buy here, product C to buy there. Do you understand collusion here? Yes. Can you just stop that already and focus? Put it up. You want to put it up and stop playing with it. What? The bottle.
No, not clear.
Is it clear, please?
Yes.
The next one, non-pricing competition. Because in that market, there's no price war. So they try to find a way to compete with each other. So for them to compete with each other, they try to use advertising or branding. They try to differentiate their products, but without price. Get the point here? There are what we call non-pricing factors or competition, which means I will try to gain more customers, but I would not do it with price. I will do it with my branding. I will do it with my advertisement. I will do it with my promotion.
What's branding?
Branding, finding a unique name for your product. Trying to make your product different from those of your competitors. So with branding, it means you are trying to repackage your product, improve the image of your product, improve the reputation of your product, without discussing about price. So in an oligopolistic market, most of the firms there, they try non-pricing competition. They advertise, they spend so much on advertising. And that's one of the reasons it's difficult for new firms to set up in an oligopoly, because the cost of advertisement is high. As a result that they cannot increase, put it down. Because they cannot increase prices, they cannot adjust prices. So what they try to do is find a way to advertise their product, create awareness without pricing. That is what non-pricing competition is. Do we get it? They advertise, they brand, they promote, but they do not talk about price when they want to talk about their product, because there is no price war. Do you get it? Yes. And the last one, price stability. In as much as they don't discuss price and they do not compete with price, it means price will be stable in the market. Unlike the market for education, which I could call a perfect competition or probably an imperfect competition. Here, school fees are different, yes or no? So the school fees for school A might be different from school B and C. And every year the school fees changes, yes or no?
Yes.
That is the difference between a perfect competition and oligopoly. Because there's no price war in oligopoly, so price can be stable.
What's price war?
Price, the amount you pay. Price war means we increase price or reduce price to get more customers. That is price war. So every now and then, the only thing we put up on is price. So if you want to get customers from competitors, we reduce the price so that they can come to us. That is price war. Do you understand what price war is? So in oligopoly, because there are few large firms there, because they can collide, they can agree on restriction of competition. So it means prices will be stable for a long period of time. So it's not about price, it's about how you can convince your customers to buy. You could get customers from your competitors, it's not a problem, but you won't get it because of price. And you know what? Customers are always conscious about price. But if you are getting my customers, it will have meant that my brand is stronger than your brand. If you are getting my customers, it means you have done a very successful advertisement than what I have done. That's how oligopoly works. Do you understand oligopoly? Any questions about oligopoly? So we move further, but here we're going to stop for today. Oligopoly and the features of oligopoly. Thank you.